And they will face Nicole Bedeau from Fulshear, Texas on the west side of Houston. She didn't pitch last night. She gets the ball tonight for her second start of the season.
I mean, this is a big one for her to be able to come out, get this start. U of H, the Cougs, they're wanting to be able to create some momentum and tough battle. But whenever you're coming back from that kind of injury, that plant leg right there, you could see she kind of hops up on that. That is a tough torque on that knee. To be able to trust your stuff, to be able to get that screwball tight and on the hands like that, that is what you want to see from U of H. That's the response.
Here's Haley Morrow, a junior shortstop, hitting .304 with 10 extra base hits.
Consistent with the home runs, consistent with the location.
Now, she has no batting gloves. She doesn't need them. Just a ferocious swing from the right side.
Right now, that screwball just tight in on the hands. Bedeau just doing a good job making these hitters feel like they have to swing early on in counts. Whenever you get an 0-2 against a hitter like this, you can expand.
That's it to shortstop. Prudhomme around a lot. We have a new leadoff hitter for the first time this season. Mandy Essman atop the order with Centrone and Wells to follow.
I mean, getting somebody like Essman back in the lineup, concussion protocol, being able to come back as a hitter and contribute. Doesn't have a ton of at-bats underneath her head, underneath her belt because she's had to miss, but being there, I think, offensively, that is going to be huge for U of H to create some momentum for themselves.
Players can play second and third. Bethany Aguilar was the leading, starting second baseman to begin the season. For now, Essman has taken that role.
It's always a tough battle whenever you're coming back from injury, as we talked about with Bedeau, like her ability to come back from the ACL and just mentally be in the right place. See it right there. You see the freeze from Essman. Her body visibly reacts, wants to go after a bit. But whenever you lose your legs like that and that bat rest on the shoulder, it's game over. Great pitch by Daly.
Here's Isabel Centrone, the freshman from Chula Vista on the south side of San Diego. Lines it foul past Nadia Taylor. She was the leadoff batter for the last few weeks. Displaced by Essman, but with her
Udall Woolley, she was chasing after that ball. You saw her glance at the fence, glance back up, back and forth between the ball. As a defender, you know it's going to be a long run. You can kind of sense when that wall is coming. You feel it. But knowing, okay, this wall isn't going to take me out. It's not that high. It's padded. I want to see her go after that one a little bit more.
Jammed, hit to set.
Pitching sequence that she's been setting up for these U of H hitters. She'll go away, then she'll come in. Most of their hits have been jam shots. That off-speed gets a little away from her, but I like that thought. Again, going away, in, and then the very next pitch, it's an off-speed. It's slowing down that hitter, changing up their eye level, changing up their... It's one thing we've seen with the transfer portal, these athletes, not typically as many.
Missed last season with injury. She had 14 homers 2 seasons ago, and now it's Bree Townsend. There's a line drive up the middle. After a good start for Nicole Bedeau, BYU suddenly having some loud contact.
I think the cadence, you can just see the smoothness on that one. Close.
Let's look at the Houston defense for Coach Vesely. We talked about the freshman catcher, Centrone. It's Wells, Essman, Prudhomme, and Mitchell across the infields. Maddox, Mitchell, Jordy Wilkins, and Ariel Redmond across the outfield.
There's the expectation. I don't expect them to come out and be like, oh my gosh, this is so new. Nice job by Daly just getting out. This one kind of funky, but look at the way that she moves and she's able to get that across. But one thing, this sun has it setting. You can see sunglasses on, might just miss it a second. But plays like that, if you're...
Last night, there was one moment where Murkowski kind of faked a throw back to the circle, and it went all the way to second. So You cannot fall asleep if you're a Houston base runner.
Also, you think about it, whenever you're showing bunt, you're wanting to get that big lead. You're wanting to be able to get to second. That's what the sack is for. Can't do that if your catcher's throwing behind.
Good cut from Hartley. She was on top of it, 2-2.
Go round from Dally. Last inning, we saw a lot of tight in on the hands. This inning, I feel like she's started to go away.
Wilkins was right on top of that. We've seen a big jump in the power for Jordy Wilkins. Nicole, last year more of a pinch runner, a freshman with speed. This year we've seen the thump. She moved from the 9 spot to start the season to the middle of the order.
Coach does that with his defense. I'm gonna hit hard reps at you, so whenever you get them in the game, you're used to it, you're ready, you can defend that. That doesn't feel unfamiliar, that doesn't feel scary. It's just another day out at third base. I think you learn a lot as a player. Your IQ goes up because you put yourself in those positions to have that experience, ask those questions. A lot of Texas ties. There's a lot of pride in this state, a lot of pride in this city.
Nice hit back from Mitchell, who's worked it full.
Make it lower. Change the views. I like the use of the off speed as well.
Miranda Mansfield was good last night. She had a fielder's choice and an RBI on an 0-2 pitch, singled up the middle with the bases loaded. Tori Vidalis complimented her barrel control. A placement.
Third base, not expecting the bunt, but if you're gonna do it, make sure you get it down, especially whenever your third baseman is that far back. If you put it in the right spot, not only does she have to make an incredible crash, but she has to make a perfect throw on the run.
Lily Owens preseason.
Different when you're going from that position that you just learned and you were really good at back to what you played before. There has to be a little bit of frustration, I'm sure, but the buy-in to go, you know what, whatever my team needs, however I can contribute, that's what you want to see in a leader and a team player, and that is what she is for this team.
Would you place?
It's time to turn up the heat a little bit.
Bunted by Esman. The throw is to first. Purda moves to second. Esman delivers on the first pitch.
Nice job delivering on that one. Last inning, we saw U of H want to play into the possibility of that sack.
In the open, she likes to get her swings and misses.
Likes to get those swings and misses. In this ball, what she does really well, Dally's not going to overwhelm you with speed, or she's not going to be super tight in on the hands. You're not going to see 10 pitches, but she moves the ball through the zone. So it's always a strike, but it's never going to be just straight here to straight there. It moves through the zone, and that's what we just saw on both sides. Bat number 1, bat number 2, 3, 4.
Good block behind the plate by Milkowski on the ball in the dirt to keep Prudhomme at second base.
That off speed, I feel like, has been a struggle for Dally to really be able to nail consistently in her at-bats. Perfect play, otherwise it's a 1-1. Big time players, they step up.
Here's another big-time player, Elovea Brittingham, the catcher from Nipimo, California. 2 homers last night. She hit into a double play her first time tonight. And I was with you
on the outer half and then go back in. I think that's a better thing, but back-to-back, she's ready for that. She's on time, she's hunting it, she's familiar with it. She took advantage. You can see the adjustment this at-bat here. Starting outside, getting that low strike down in the zone. Make her eyes have to move around, because whenever you do that, then she's starting to guess. Then it's, okay, is it going to be
driven in? Got to get some runners on base ahead of Milkowski. She's ready to hit the long ball.
She's itching.
That's hit well to right. Playable for Redmond, who makes the catch for out number 2. Bree Townsend is retired.
And I like that quick response there. Yes, H was able to get that double play. It helped them get out of the inning that much faster.
Hit hard, a base hit off the bat of Agbayani. Redmond will throw to first, not in time. Exit velo there for Alea Agbayani.
Talk about exit velo. Look at her body posture. She is quick.
She's going to be in for a few batters, a few outs, and they'll move it along. But a very versatile pitcher. And this was the matchup Coach Vasily, Coach Troutwine wanted.
Talked about BYU hiring Nate Walker to advise BYU not on how to throw your pitches, what makes the pitches most effective, but matchups.
The catcher, Lindy Milkowski.
This one, an absolute blast. Might have gone further than the first home run. Yeah, she's had 2. BYU, U of H going to multiple pitchers, thinking of that matchup. And then we have Dolly moves into a hitter's count. 2-1.
Bounce to the right side. Mansfield has it, sidearms to first. Maddie Hartley retired for the first out.
That's one of the things you're taught as a pitcher for the first time is
The Sports Center top 10 play. Do you think part of it, Nicole, is in high school and travel ball, they get hitters to chase, and then they get to college, and as freshmen, those hitters aren't chasing as much?
No, they're not. They're disciplined. They know what they want. They actually have a game plan coming into a game. They've seen film. They know what's coming.
That's out to right. Tough play.
Might make something happen there.
Good take from Redmond. Makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coach Vesley trying to generate offense, trying to manufacture runs against Dally. Still looking for the first run of the weekend against this tough BYU pitching staff.
Game in practice, iron sharpens iron. Who's going to make you better?
Late swing from Prudhomme. Dally retires Kaylee Prudhomme to end the inning, but not before. Ariel Redmond ties the game with a 2-run shot.
This one up, and away. Got out of here faster than you could say goodbye ball, and U of H.
Appreciate her crow hop. On that replay, we saw the crow hop from the center fielder to great effect.
I mean, the momentum that she generated, getting that ball, bringing it through, that whip on the throw.
Slap towards the circle. Hartley sets her feet, but safe is the call as Mansfield beats the throw.
This one, a great snag by, and if I hit a home run, that's great, but my job is to turn over the lineup, whether I get hit by a pitch, whether I have a slap, whether I have a home run. What is my job? And as you learn that and you fine tune it and you tweak it, those are the lineups that become really deadly, is those athletes that know their role. It's a coach's job to be able to come together and go, who are the best ones for this role? Who are the best ones to... There's not much you can do about that. You take your lead off and that ball is just hit right behind you. If you go back, you're out. Last place you want to get thrown out is third base or home. It's a nice job by Hartley just getting Owens to fall into that trap hit behind the runner.
And Houston now out of challenges after the last one. Hitters count for Haley Morrow. Pulls it foul.
You talked about Hartley and her windup. Something looks a little different. The delivery, really the last two innings. Innings 4 and 5, we've seen them come alive. They look like they're hunting, even with a new pitcher where you might not know, okay, exactly what her go-to is.
That foul just a bit in front of the pitch from Villegas.
Just here at the field watching Vesley's reaction. Head coach wanted that one to be fair. I think the thought is if I lean towards the fair line, maybe the ball will also go that way.
Magnetic from Coach Vesley to help out her freshman from Georgetown, Texas. Eastern Illinois, there's good players to be had at the Power 4 level.
There's so much to be said about the development of softball as a whole. I don't think it's, oh, well, this team, just because they're a Power 5, they're going to be so much more talented. They have the better athletes. Yes, they have athletes who are insane, but they also have a lot of resources. Whenever you look at those smaller schools, you give them the same, having no idea what was going on behind there. As a catcher, you have to step up, be assertive with your volume. You know the crowd's going crazy. BYU dugout is going crazy. Just a lot of miscues there, and you're going to see a timeout call by Vesley, probably a pitching change, but also just talking to your defense and going, hey, how can we be better there? What's the adjustment? Don't have to dwell on it too long, but quick adjustment. Action over there for BYU. They've gotten that lead back. They've had that 2-run lead, got it back. But Houston has shown they can change that within a few swings. Get some runners on base, make something happen. New group to take over. Talk about taking over. Bukowski, she calls time. Villegas, she's not happy about those pitchers' pitches.
When it hits her knee, is she still in the box or out of the box?
That back foot looked like it was still in the box. I think that's the right call. Foul ball, bring her back.
Maddox Mitchell, excellent speed. Coach Vesley told us second fastest on the team. Only Jordy Wilkins is faster.
This right
foot
here
in the box as it hits her left knee.
Yeah, that back foot for a late night game, just getting started. Arizona and Arizona State. I'm glad that matchup is still happening. I love that they're both in the Big 12. Just an iconic in-state rivalry.
Both in the top 25 now. Arizona State's looking really good. U of A's bounced back after dropping its first 2 home games against UCF. In that Baylor win against Oklahoma State, they beat Ruby Malin. 2-esque over there from Nadia Taylor.
Ice in her veins.
A sprayed foul here. And this feels like one of those moments they like the matchup. Aguilar's swing against Villegas and what she offers.
Going back to the matchups, you can see just her barrel playing, the way the ball is traveling from the lefty Villegas back over the plate. Aguilar, her
for out number 1.
As a hitter, you really have to track that ball all the way in. Flanders, she has great barrel control. As a slapper, she knows where that ball is going. She knows where her barrel is in space. You have to have a lot of spin. That one, she just gets a little steep on that angle. Quick out for Houston as they bring it back to the top of the lineup.
Owens takes ball 1.